do you feel like there are any opportunities to change our current system? Any recommendations on what a better system might look like? I mean, is there any world in which our art more accurately reflects at least our bodies, if not our habits?
I mean, it'd be hard for me to come up with the exact standards, but I do think we need to make sure that there's representation of all different types instead of, it seems like we're getting almost Puritan values in the MPAA making their views on things. And we need like gay, lesbian, trans people in there. We need we need like people like me that just love nudity and action, and we need just people that understand what happens, what's appropriate for families. But you can't just have one archetype. And when they come together to make their standards, they got to make them something that actually is something like, okay, you can have thrusting for like 2 minutes, and anything past that's too much, but that's across the board. All the standards have to be across the board. You can't just like make things up as you go along and come up with what your sensibilities are. I don't know if there's a smart way to do it exactly, but more representation is the only way that I can see of making these ratings matter for a larger audience.
Oh man, I mean, can you imagine if we actually did, like, we were able to requisition Freedom of Information Act, like get a copy of those meeting minutes and sit down and quibble about the minutia of like how much thrusting is an acceptable amount of thrusting, and I mean just how thoroughly that would expose the silliness of this entire venture of trying to censor these things.
Ooh, I have a suggestion. Let's just move the entire film industry to Finland.
Walk me through your thought process here. How is that solving a problem?
Okay, because Finland is a remarkably progressive country, secular country, right? One of the best standards of living in the world.
Sure.
Right? Not ruled by Christian nationalism, which, you know, up until a couple of weeks ago, I would have said the United States wasn't either, but was in danger of being. But, you know, it may be too late. So for the time being, let's just move the film industry over to Finland. Let's let them make some decisions, and let's see how the Finns do with it, because they couldn't do much of a worse job than America has. I'm sorry.
I mean, other countries do have less.
Christy, what do you think? I'm open to critiques. I just picked Finland. Anywhere in Scandinavia, even Denmark, I'll give it. The Netherlands, I'm cool with.
Okay, all right. I mean, I appreciate the notion.
I mean,
I'm just spitballing here, guys. I'm spitballing. You put me on the spot. I'm picking Finland.
I mean, I think that we can take care of it in America. We just maybe keep some. I'll be one of the people to take these jobs. I'll go ahead and get myself a job in the MPAA, and I'll help revolutionize this system. We don't need to go overseas for this. I think we need less people with Puritan values.
Well, when y'all can move past 1973, we'll talk about it, okay?
I'm in California. We're progressive. I'm just waiting for the Escape from LA earthquake to take us out, and then we'll be our own country. But once we figure that stuff out, I think we just need to come up with more sex positivity instead of making it look like a bad thing. Even like the movies that I love, like they're constantly calling sex workers sluts and stuff like that. Just we need a more positive representation and be able to show that thing in a positive light instead of like almost having to demonize all this stuff. Because I can't think of a single movie with a prostitute that isn't at least rated R. It just our standards need to change. That's the best thing I can come up with. Is we need new people in making these rating systems. And honestly, I don't think I'm staying anonymous is the right way to do it. I think there needs to be some people held to standards, and I think it needs to be more than just like a handful of people. We need, I'd say at the very least, you need like 100 different people voting on where these standards can apply. If you're going to get a larger sector of people, you'll reach a larger sector of the viewers that way. when you just get, I think it was like 8 people in the MPAA that they listed. That's not a huge section of the population. We wouldn't allow that as a science experiment number, like a variable in a science experiment. It's too
8
little.
people. You need at least 9 people to universally take away rights from a large group of people. That is pretty ridiculous.
I love the shade. I love the shade we're throwing today without actually saying it. Wow,
I mean, I do appreciate the idea that this should be just a bigger group and a more representative group. But more than that, Josh, what I took away from what you said is that this is a larger societal issue, that we can't meaningfully change our movies until we meaningfully change our culture, which is probably very true, but also means that shows like this, any good sex positive conversation that you have, if you take a moment to perhaps stand up to your homophobic mother or support your gay brother, if you are having a conversation about female pleasure and about, clitoral stimulation with your partner, then you're participating in creating a more sex positive world. So I'm getting to do right now the thing I've always fantasized about, which is contribute to the film industry, right? And that's going to be my takeaway. That's going to be the thing I'm proud of for today.
Okay. Well, I don't think y'all can be trusted with the film industry for the time being, but okay. We'll go with that.
I mean, what has Canada done for the film industry, though? Come on.
Bro, but come on. You know how many films are filmed in Vancouver and around? The A-Team was filmed in the city that I live in, okay? The A-Team.
Yeah, but
I
that
ain't getting
was
on my plane, Hannibal.
Half of what you think is New York is probably actually Toronto, if you base most of your experiences on film.
I mean, Rumble in the Bronx is one of those.
Canada has a huge burgeoning film industry, but you know what? I'm not even asserting that we should take control because we're too close. We're your neighbors. We might be infected by your bad ideas. I'm saying we send it all the way to Finland.
Let's give it to Finland.
We'll give it to Finland.
I'll concede
we'll take it back when we're ready.